Hi, I'm Mick Hannah. I ride for Yeti Shimano EP Racing, competing in the UCI Enduro World Cup. Yeah, this is my race bike. It's a Yeti 160E, equipped with the Shimano EP8 driver unit. I'm running Fox suspension. I've got Kenda tyres, full Shimano drivetrain, brakes, cranks. We've got the new Di2 auto shift, and yeah, I think that's basically it as a brief. I've done quite a bit of testing and data acquisition in the past, and I'd say over the last 10 or 15 years I've made an effort to learn how to be as effective as possible with that. Joining the Yeti Shimano EP racing program, that's really ramped up and intensified. Shimano's putting a lot of effort behind the scenes into this, and with the goal of developing the best possible products with the new auto shift and the e-bike drive unit. As the engineer often says, data is everything. So every week we're collecting data. Sometimes before the race, we did some this morning, and more often just directly after the race we'll go and repeat some of the race stages, specifically the power stages, and just collect all that information. Sometimes we'll learn things that we weren't even thinking about. From a year ago to now, it's a completely different bike and performing really well. We still don't know what we don't know, so always searching. It's a great question. You'll find out in the press release in a few months, I guess. Yeah, not sharing too many secrets. The Di2 auto shift is just an incredible technology. Essentially, I'm racing with it in auto shift. It's always running in the background. I'm always able to shift manually, so even if it's like 80 to 90% accurate, you kind of intuitively start to be able to predict when you're going to have to do a manual shift here and there. Kind of the base of the technology that helps all that to work really well, and that's beneficial to myself, is free shift, and which means I can shift anytime I like, and I don't need to pedal to complete the shift. So I can make the decision to shift, I can just hit the shifter and I can just forget about it and keep riding, and then it'll be in the right gear. So that's something we're still learning a lot about, and I'm still adjusting my settings here and there, but it's really getting to be close to exactly how I need it. Within the manual mode and during a power stage, the free shift is still extremely valuable, because if and when I do want to shift, sometimes you roll through a little dip or something like that, and I can just shift, maintain my balance, and not have to throw a pedal in where I don't want to. I mean, looking at the development of the technology over the course of my career is amazing. I was just having that conversation this morning. Here we are, almost 25 years down the road, and we've got automatic shifting on a mountain bike. It's just mind-blowing. And to be kind of a part of the pushing that progression and testing and development and finding all the weak points and finding all the strengths as well it's a real blessing to be in this position.
My boss advised me this front gear rotation makes a free shift eventually. So I try to make it realized for 3 or 4 years we need to make the good performance in the real riding. Basically, we communicate with Mick and Ryan. Mick's performance and Ryan performance, of course, different, and we gather the data of their riding style and their power and the gear and everything so different. So we study from that to how to make the firmware better for their riding style.
My name's Nick Murdoch. I'm the mountain bike product manager for Shimano, working in the North American office in Irvine, California, helping coordinate information with the engineers that are here from Japan. And my role is specifically to help with communication and help figure out how we can turn this into a commercial product for other riders to enjoy. It is Shimano, things take a while, and we've been racing for just over a year. We have been able to implement some things that we've learned from the program into firmware updates already with auto shift settings. You know, it was the auto shift algorithm was developed by mountain bikers. Our test rider's been working hard on it for many years, but asking Mick if he could use it in racing and then ask if there are any little changes that need to happen to the algorithm to make it better for racing basically allowed us to expand our range of adjustment and make it good over over a wider variety of terrain and skill sets. And so those have been pushed out. We can also see on the updated EP801 drive units, we've got some assist levels that are a little bit higher than what we were able to do before. They've been fairly minor so far, but we hope to be able to implement more and more changes in the future, and hopefully it'll be as simple as a firmware update and people can have a better product. I think it's kind of the other way around though, that they're kind of designing the courses so that the average bike that somebody could buy could hop into a race and do it without special modifications. Like, the battery requirements are reasonable. They are very good at pushing the riders so that they can't use boost for the liaison stages, right? Like, they got to do some work, but it's not like they're having to pedal around with the drive unit off, right? And even some teams that have got lightweight bikes and small batteries, 500 watt hours, like, they can make it through the day. They have to push a little harder, but their bike's a little lighter. We haven't really been challenged too much with stock 630 watt hour battery, like, makes it through the day, no problem. It's kind of surprising every time we show up to a new race venue and a new power stage, and then Mick and Ryan will take a look at it and they just kind of start piecing it together. And especially this year, they only get a single practice run and the bike has to continue forward progress the whole time, so you kind of need to be sure, but they just piece it together and just nail it. Like, it's absolutely shocking. We develop our own data acquisition systems in-house, so we're very secretive and protective about the work that we've put into what data is important and how we acquire the whole system. Maybe I can say Yeti was racing this bike a year before the Yeti Shimano EP racing team got started. So they went out on their own and said, we want to go try to race this thing, and they did it on a bone stock one. When we developed the EP8 drive unit, we were specifically trying to make it the most natural feeling mountain biker's drive unit, so that it would kind of disappear in the background, and very specifically so that you wouldn't feel like you were getting pushed up the trail, that it felt like you were the one doing the work. The bike is really easy for the riders to control, especially on those really difficult power stages. The way that the power comes on, like the production one, it doesn't tend to make the back wheel spin out on you. It doesn't tend to surge unexpectedly. It stays nice and easy to control, and it just has a couple little tweaks to make the bike more technically capable as well.
I wasn't expecting a result so good. I was hoping to improve a little bit on finale, and as I said before, I tried some quite big changes and approached the race in a much different way than I normally would. Yeah, definitely the development of the bike and the drive unit and the auto shift has helped a lot towards that, and also just myself learning how to race the race and learning to trust my body a little bit. That was a really sweet reward for myself and the whole team that are working so hard towards these goals.
Well, we are so happy to see and watch his riding, and stage by stage getting good and good. So I posted to Japan in their midnight, but they also excited about the results, the good. So yeah, we all share this happiness to Shimano Japan also. That's good.